A number of you have written into me asking me to cover a number of different types of exotic meats or meats that are a little bit more unusual. A lot of the requests were for cured meats and aged meats, not just your regular T-bone steak. So we're going to launch a sort of sub-series, again, all about dried and cured meats. Today's sponsor and the sponsor for this series is La Quercia, and you can check them out online at laquercia.us. La Quercia is a manufacturer here in the States that produces the highest quality of cured meat products. A bunch of different types of artisanal dried cured meats, and they're all sourced from heritage breeds of animals. The products are phenomenal, and I'm so excited to have them on board as a sponsor. Check them out online at laquercia.us and give their meats a shot today. So maybe you've seen prosciutto on top of a pizza or in an antipasti in some sort of Italian restaurant, and you didn't really know what it was. Well, today we are going to put that mystery of that cold cut in the chill chest. Prosciutto, simply put, is the Italian word for ham. However, here in the United States and in a lot of English-speaking countries, when we talk about prosciutto, we're not talking about the same type of ham that you might have at Christmas dinner. Instead, we're talking about a ham that the Italians would call prosciutto crudo, which is a long-aged ham. The word prosciutto derives from the Latin word praexicatus, which brought you to the Italian word prosciugare, which means to dry out, and that led you to the word prosciutto, which we use when referring to the ham today. Now, I'm sure a lot of you don't realize this, but ham is not just a style or preparation, it's actually part of the animal. The ham is the back leg on a pig, and it is that piece of meat that is cured when you're making prosciutto or a lot of other different types of dried cured meats. The process of making prosciutto starts off with packing the ham inside of salt for a period of time, which can be as long as 2 entire months. Then all of the salt is rinsed off, and the prosciutto, which is still a ham, gets to cure for another period of time, which can range between 9 months and 2 years. Now, the process of making any type of cured product is, in a sense, similar to making some sort of fermented product. You only get to taste the results of your work at the very end of the experience, and it's very much about artisanal technique. It's not just about cracking open an egg and cooking it up. This is the type of craftsmanship that takes years and years and years to refine, which is one of the reasons, along with the time that it takes to produce the product, that it can be so expensive. While you could cure your own prosciutto at home, it does take a lot of time, and it can be a little bit dangerous if you don't have the right environments to be curing the meat in. It can lead to bacterial growth, which you certainly don't want in your belly. I recommend you look for a high-quality prosciutto in a store, check out laquercia.us, and look for a product that's using heritage meats, something like 100% Berkshire, because you want to make sure that you're eating a really high-end product, because, if you're spending the money for it, you want good stuff. Flavor-wise, prosciutto is much different than a country ham. It is super rich, it's often marbled with very velvety, almost buttery fat, and generally, when you're at a grocery store buying it, or if you order it online, you want to ask for the prosciutto to be sliced super, super thinly. This way, when you take a little bite, it just disappears, melts in your mouth. Now, a lot of people put prosciutto on things like pizza, they'll put it in antipasti. I believe that it's such a beautiful, delicate meat that to overwhelm it with cheese or sauce is kind of doing it an injustice. So I'm going to go with probably the oldest, most traditional way to eat prosciutto, at least it's the way that I grew up eating prosciutto, which is prosciutto with melon. 2 complementary flavors. One is really bright, juicy, and fresh. The other is salty and has a lot more richness to it. Together, they complement each other beautifully. First, cut up cantaloupe into small bite-sized pieces, then wrap a piece of prosciutto around and skewer with a toothpick. That is it. It's a super simple presentation. It's very classy, and it's really delicious. Now, if you have some herbs that you like, you can put them in there while you're wrapping it up. Sage, rosemary, thyme, lots of things would go really beautifully with the combo. You can also use different fruits, or you can use different veggies. I've seen a lot of people wrap asparagus with prosciutto or even sweet potato and bake it in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 15 to 20 minutes to let the meat crisp up. But either way, the point of the story is that you don't want to be overwhelming the delicious flavor of prosciutto because it's a masterpiece by itself and it doesn't really need to be meddled with. Tune in tomorrow for another What's This Food. Check out our sponsor at laquercia.us, and I will see you tomorrow.